Alright, this is Dr. L, and I'm showing you the results from Monique's yeast metabolism lab experiment. So 30 minutes had gone by, and Monique pulled these tubes out of the 40°C water bath, and she took a look at them, and she was looking for evidence of metabolism as seen by bubbling, which would be the production of CO2. So we've got control tubes, which got no sugar. We've got sucrose tubes, glucose tubes, and lactose tubes. And I'm hoping this shows up, but I'm going to show you the sides, and you can notice right away that we see no bubbles. We see bubbles at the top. We see bubbles at the top, right? And we see, we see no bubbles here in the lactose ones. And what we did is we pulled the tubes out and we tapped them and really looked at them. So I tapped them, and I'm not seeing any evidence of bubbles coming up the tube. Maybe just one teeny one there, but nothing's fizzing in there. That would be scored as a negative. Here's the sucrose tubes. You see the bubbles popping up. Fizzing like a can of soda. And then here is an example of a glucose tube. And it is also actively bubbling. Definitely a hard thing to capture on video. The lactose tubes, not forming any bubbles at the surface, and no bubbles are coming up as I tap the tube on the side. So again, there's a positive reaction. There's bubbles forming there. I've broken some at the surface, but more are coming up. And then a negative reaction. Nothing happening here. So what we saw, what was happening in Monique's, is there were no bubbles forming in the control. There was no sugar there. Those poor little yeasts were just starving, waiting for sugar. There was metabolism as seen by bubbles in all of the sucrose tubes and in all of the glucose tubes, and none in the lactose tubes, which begs the question, why would lactose not be metabolized? And that could be because it's a disaccharide sugar, and this particular yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, does not make an enzyme like lactase and break it down and allow it to be used in metabolism. So that's what the results look like.